teams are here tonight to watch that young man. He is an outstanding prospect, and he's trying to make history himself.
And we'll see if that history is made, Holly Rowe.
Well, Texas Tech is trying to do something they've never done before, win a Big 12 championship. And Chris Beard said they have not talked about it all year until Saturday. He said after the win at TCU, for the first time, he brought up with his team, we are part of this fight to win a championship. He said he wants them to look at this as a two-game season, win and advance mentality. He is a little worried that tonight's senior night, a lot of emotion, but he said this is a game, not a wedding. They need to focus on winning.
And it is a difficult close of the season for Texas Tech. Obviously, the in-state rivalry game against Texas tonight, and then they go to Hilton on Saturday to take on Iowa State. Can Jarrett Culver finish what has been a year-long quest? And the finish for Texas, Fran, might be, can the Horns make the tournament at Texas Tech tonight? TCU to finish 8-8 in the Big 12, 16-13 on the season. We'll hear from Joe Lunardi later on about where he's got them, but they are a team that still is holding on to solid tournament hopes.
They have been extremely competitive in this league. 8 losses by an average of less than 4 points.
Relentless defense has been the calling card all season for Texas Tech, and they start the game with a takeaway.
And you notice that switch, the guard on the big guy, doesn't matter for this team. Rock solid.
The lob, missing it at the rim and going down hard is the grad transfer Tariq Owens. We talked to Shaka Smart earlier today, and he was really happy with how his team bounced back with a win on Saturday against Iowa State after a collapse when they thought they had a game in hand against Baylor last week.
Yes, and he's getting really good play from his young guards, the freshmen and the 2 sophomores.
Eight to shoot as that pass to the corner by Jackson Hayes was touched on its way out, so it'll stay with the Horns.
Well, I mentioned 25 NBA scouts here tonight. You have 2 young men, Culver and Hayes, who are likely to be in the lottery, so it's a great way to watch these 2 guys.
Coleman off the mark from 3. Davide Moretti wraps one around to Owens with the left hand, gets it to go.
The St. John's transfer and grad senior has been outstanding this year, Bob. He's a ridiculous shot blocker, but his offense has really improved.
Coleman to Osakowski, met at the rim by Owens, but the follow draws a foul. That will put Jackson Hayes at the line.
We'll take a look inside. Watch Tariq Owens right there sending it back. And among the country's top shot blockers, he certainly is in the conversation.
Well, Tariq Owens averages 2.4 block shots per game, tied for first in the Big 12 with that young man. Jackson Hayes averages 2.4 block shots per game as well. So we've got the 2 best rim protectors in this league going head-to-head tonight.
And what a story this young man at the foul line is. In 27 months, he may go from averaging 1 point a game as a high school junior to a lottery pick in the NBA draft. That's not been determined yet by his coaching staff and his family, but what a prospect he's become in a short period of time.
You can't teach tall, and he became that very quickly.
In a family of athletes as well.
Moretti stumbles, and that's a rare misstep, literally, for Davide Moretti, because normally when the ball is in his hands, something good happens for Texas Tech.
Oh, he's had a great season, especially in the Big 12. Remember, Texas has a red-hot shooter in Chase Febris.
A takeaway by Mooney. Diving on the floor is Coleman to knock it out of bounds. Great hustle by Matt Coleman after he turned it over on the crossover that hit the foot of Matt Mooney.
Watch this Mooney, 6'9" wingspan. He is a master of getting deflections. And right there, he sets the tone early for that defense. The transfer from the University of South Dakota. He was an all-league player there, and he has fit right in Lubbock, Texas, especially on the defensive end.
Mooney with a fadeaway. And Osipkowski clears.
How soon can Texas get Chase Frederick a shot? It took a long time on Saturday.
Courtney Ramey off the mark. Over the back of Owens went Hayes, but couldn't corral the rebound. Mooney lobs it. Hayes protecting the rim, takes it away from Owens. Osipkowski spins into the double team. Travel.
And that was all set up again by that interior defense of Tariq Owens. When Osipkowski turned baseline, Owens was waiting for him. In the scouting report this morning, Texas Tech's coaches told their team, Osipkowski is a passer first, a shooter second. And right there you saw the hesitation when he got it in low.
Well, Texas Tech is number 2 in America as Norens Odiase checks back in. Number 2 in America in scoring defense. They only allow 58.1 points per game on average. Only 2 teams have gone over 70 points against them. What makes them such a good defensive team?
You know what? It's a combination of ball pressure, help defense, protection of the rim. And, Bob, they protect the rim in 2 ways. Not just block shots, but they take an inordinate amount of charges. The goal is 5 a game, and you remember the Duke game, they took 9.
Corprew with the left hand scoops around Osipkowski. Nearly 4 minutes in, and Texas still without a field goal. Crowd thought Coleman walked on the catch. He's looking for a 3 instead. He's got it. There's the first field goal for Texas, and it comes just about exactly 4 minutes in.
Well, I wouldn't want to live on that shot right there, but good touch by the sophomore Coleman coming off a 10-assist game. Remember, Febres has 23s in the last 3 games, and he's only got 1 touch.
Culver leans in for his first bucket.
He is as good a finisher as you will see in college basketball this year. Watch the ball pressure.
Courtney Ramey. Charge, there it is from Moretti. Kept his feet moving, and Chris Beard loves it. What you also love about college basketball is the tradition of Senior Day. And one of the great Senior Day surprises happened here at Texas Tech. Holly Rowe with that story when we come back.
The end of the practice is when we do all of our intensity drills. She was going at it.
Stop. Right there. There we go.
If we win, this is the one way to get to the playoffs.
I know.
There's something for everyone at Golden Corral, but nothing beats their signature USDA sirloin. Juicy, hand-carved, and grilled just how you like. The signature sirloin, every night at Golden Corral.
If we don't do what we love, then we wouldn't exist.
Get up, kid.
Own the Blu-ray Tuesday.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere. So why am I playing the pug bongos at this destination wedding? Because Hotels.com lets me do me. Where are my dogs at? Oh, here they are. Hotels.com. You do you and get rewarded.
What makes an epic Saturday night? Well, it starts with the look.
It's about styling and profile.
You need a good wingman.
The tandem of Simmons and Embiid.
You definitely got to have fancy footwork.
You got to know how to make an entrance.
You better know where the after party is.
LeBron for the tie.
Sounds good to me.
We need a better Mom? Network.
Ooh, that is a bad one.
Where did I go?
Ooh, that's not good.
Don't worry. With Boost, you get a super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Really?
Yeah, plus 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month.
Time for a switch? Oh, I'm back.
No more resting glitch face.
How's this face? Switch to Boost and get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. Plus, get 4 free LG Stylo 4 phones. All on Boost's super reliable, super fast nationwide network.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball, and Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger Meal.
It is a special senior night here at Texas Tech. This is the winningest class in the last 4-year history of Texas Tech, and a very special night for Brandon Francis. He came here after a long journey. He's from the Dominican Republic, and today he got a special surprise. He has not seen his mother in 2 years until today. The team was able to get her visa worked out. She came in for the Dominican Republic, her first time visiting the United States, and Brandon overcome with emotion as he gets to hug his mom for the first time in 2 years. Kenya is here watching, and she said she's so proud of the journey her son has been on and that she could be here to watch his final game in Lubbock.
And just behind her in the stands, his dad, Bobby, who played at Boston College, and that's got to be an amazing feeling for not only Brandon Francis, but I would think of it from a parent standpoint. You send your son off to the U.S. to play basketball, and you've never been able to see him play in person until senior night when you finally get the visa cleared and you're able to come and watch it in person. Just a great moment.
Yep, I asked Brandon before the game, were you really crying like a baby? He said, crying like a baby.
Shot clock violation for the Red Raiders. That's a good job by Kamaka Hepa to jump out and block the shot.
Well, and just to finish up on Brandon, he's told us numerous times when he came here, transferred from Florida where he was going to play for Billy Donovan, he was an immature kid. They wouldn't let him live off campus. He had to live in the dorm. And I said to him a couple weeks ago, how do you like your coaches now? He said, I love my coaches.
Coleman couldn't convert as Odiase sagged off and gave him a wide open 3.
Solid defense so far by Texas. They are locked in.
Corprew from the corner. Triple is buried by Deshaun Corprew.
He was a former top 100 player, Bob. He didn't have the grades, even though he had signed with Beard at Little Rock. And he went to JUCO 48 miles down the road. He's got 2 more years left. Really good player. He'll be a star or near star the next couple of years, junior and senior year.
Mitru Long with a spin move. Scooped around Moretti, but couldn't convert. Corprew was able to clear it. Here comes Moretti. Nice crossover by Davide Moretti. Sets up Corprew. That's blocked by Hepa.
Well, Hayes and Hepa, the 2 freshmen, they give you length, and they're really good challenging.
Oh, that's nice. Scoop by Mitru Long. Learned that one in the driveway, trying to get around Naz, who was a star at Iowa State.
When you go off the wrong foot like that, it's like a batter trying to hit a batter trying to hit a knuckleball. The shot blocker's not used to that.
Moretti went back door, saved it. Corprew, short. Elijah Mitru Long accelerated and now gets it back from Hayes. Eight to shoot. Mitru Long around Odiase, and that time the shot blocker was ready.
He
for the little off balance flip.
Tried to do the same thing, go wrong foot.
Francis can't hit. Odiase's got an offensive rebound and a foul draw.
Well, watch the first Mitru long drive. He's going to go off the wrong foot, and this throws the shot blocker off because he's expecting a normal layup. But you know what? Odiase, fifth year. This time he figures it out. He says, no way. And that's veteran experience for Chris Beard, and he has really been, Bob, the heart and soul of this team. Suffered through some tough injuries. He's an all-academic Big 12 player, and just really bought into the Beard mentality when Beard arrived here 3 years ago.
And 2 years ago, played only 3 games because of a foot injury, and the last couple of years has been a rock. Mooney just checked back in the game and makes an immediate impact. 4-point lead for Tech.
Right now, I'm going to tell you now, Fevers is averaging 22 points a game the last 3, and you've got to do something to free him up.
Instead, it's Jericho Sims in the post. Goes right at Owens.
That's good basketball right there. You neutralize the shot blocker by going right through his chest. Take away his verticality. Little zone by Texas. They'll mix it up.
A kick by Mitru Long and a timeout. 2-point game on Big Monday. Texas Tech on top.
Oh, brewers of Miller Lite, we received your corn syrup by mistake.
That's not our corn syrup. We received our shipment this morning. Try the Coors Light Castle.
Coors Light Castle, guys.
Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup.
I hear it in the background. She's watching it too, saying, and this is where. Here you go. See you next week. Yes.
I've never seen that before.
Arby's 2 for $5 crispy and Cajun fish sandwiches feature fillets of Alaskan pollock that are a little too big for the bun. This was not a mistake. You're welcome.
Arby's, we have the meats.
For sandwiches.
It's a good thing you kept your fire extinguisher up to date. Don't worry about the smoke damage. I can help.
What'd you do to your kitchen?
What did you do to my kitchen?
I ain't do nothing. It's easy to, that's not me. I can, like, he has a beard just like me, you know, like, I mean, the beard is pretty dope, you know, honestly.
Are you serious right now?
That's not me.
James, that's you.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop, Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
I wasn't expecting any survivors.
Rated M for mature.
Hey, does anyone have a charger? We're dying.
Yeah, just down here.
I'm dying.
Oh no, I'm dying. I'm dying.
Never get the credit I deserve. I don't know if you hearing every word. Yeah, I'm a threat, Yeah, I'm a threat, You know I'm a threat, Get in the zone now.
Champ Week begins Friday on the networks of ESPN.
It's one of the most fun weeks in college basketball, and our group can't wait to get to Kansas City because of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship began today. Some of these matchups will be a lot of fun. Texas playing better would take on Kansas. Iowa State and Baylor, 2 of the real mercurial teams, up and down teams in the Big 12, could meet in a 4-5 game. And Texas Tech would be the 1 seed, and that would mean that they would at least have a share of the Big 12 title with Kansas State. Those two teams both playing tonight, both need a win to make sure that they stay in touch with one another to at least share the Big 12 title and take Kansas out for the first time in 15 years.
One thing you and I both know, there'll be no surprises in the Big 12 this year. There's so many teams that can get to the final. I mean, you look what Oklahoma State has done this year, beating teams like LSU.
True Law, one-on-one, off the rim. Sims with a putback. That won't go as he missed it point blank, and it's saved by Owens.
Yeah, the good thing for Texas there was getting inside of the defense and drawing help, but Sims has got to make that.
Francis from the corner, no good, and Ramey's got the rebound.
Well, quietly, Courtney Ramey is doing a really good job defensively on Jarrett Culver. I'm a big fan of this kid out of St. Louis. He's a junkyard dog.
And he'll drive it here. And it's blocked by Owens. Euro step crossover for Kyler Edwards, and he couldn't hit.
Febres, look at Febres. You need to keep your head up. You got to get him some shots. Shaka Smart told us today that midway through the first half on Saturday's game, he told his point guards, do you think we can get him the ball? He's the hottest shooter in the league.
Matt Coleman ended up with 10 assists in that game, so obviously he got the memo.
There it is.
Instead, Hepa will fire it himself off the shot fake. Jericho Sims an offensive rebound. And it looks like the foul will be called on Tariq Owens. That is his second. And number 4 Duke and Wake Forest tip off our final regular season Super Tuesday doubleheader from Cameron at 7 Eastern tomorrow night. And then it's number 6 Kentucky and Ole Miss from the Pavilion. Both games on ESPN and the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Super Tuesday tomorrow night. Five Texas offensive rebounds, the latest by Jericho Sims. Lured Tariq Owens into his second foul, so now Owens is on the bench. Culver will go to the bench as well. That's a lot of offensive firepower sitting down right now for Chris Beard.
Watch how they shade him right. He will not let him go left. Good defense by Corprew. Same thing. No left. And they went left.
Can't connect. So Coleman just a little too strong on the jump stop. Mooney, size advantage on Coleman. Finger roll won't go. And it looks like a foul is going to be called on Matt Mooney.
Give credit Texas. They are locked in on the defensive end so far. Culver's been non-existent. You feel like Mooney needed to spin that ball? Kind of came off his hand funny. Now both teams playing a little bit of zone.
Over 3 minutes without points for Texas, but they're only down by 2. Coleman, no good. Jericho Sims, another offensive rebound. Held ball, and it will go to Texas Tech.
Well, Sims was a guy last year that really impressed us, Bob. Tremendous athlete out of the Minneapolis area. And this year, Jackson Hayes came in and just took his shine. And Jericho's taking a back seat. I think he's got tremendous potential. I like some of Texas's young big men. Royce Ham, Sims, Hayes.
Moretti leans in, uses glass.
That was pretty He stepped through, and Shaka Smart wanted to travel, but that's not a travel.
Ramey, that's too strong. Jared Culver tries a three. The long rebound tipped out to Courtney Ramey. Straight away, it's Ramey. That's short. A shooting drought for both teams here in the first half. A low-scoring first 12.5 minutes. Texas at 16% shooting.
Well, the guy that's been red hot is not getting any looks. That's part of their issue.
Corprew off the wrong foot, old school, and he knocks it down. Timeout called by Shaka Smart. Will Jared Culver bid adieu to the fans here in Lubbock? We'll talk about that when we come back.
Guys?
Hey, what time's your flight?
I've got an hour until I'm supposed to board.
All right, we have things to do. Is there any cancellations? I thought she was your best friend.
Yeah, she was. So they attached a dog's head on the man's body.
Where's your backpack? Mom. You know what? I think I'm going to sew your backpack to your back. What do you think?
Introducing Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger Meal. For $5, this giant comes with double the beef and bacon, nuggets, fries, and a drink. Get it delivered through DoorDash today for a limited time.
Psst. Hey, you. The one with the designer dog collar. Wondering how I upgraded to this sweet pad? A 1,200 square foot bathroom and my very own spa. All I had to do was give my human the look. With Wells Fargo's 3% down payment on a fixed-rate loan and a simpler online application, getting into my dream home was easier than ever. Get your human to visit wellsfargo.com/woof. What would she do without me?
A road trip isn't just a road trip when you seek retribution against your biggest rival.
The best rivalry in college basketball.
Duke, North Carolina at 6. Michigan State at 8. Saturday on ESPN.
Now you can buy faster and accelerate your deal on AutoTrader by putting car buying in the palm of your hand. Start your paperwork online. Choose from actual financing options and receive a real Kelley Blue Book trade-in offer to get a no-surprise monthly payment based on your information. Save time at the dealership when you start your deal online. AutoTrader. Buy faster.
I got the job.
I guess we're moving.
Life is changing, and you need to sell your house. Agents are everywhere, but how do you know who you can trust? At HomeLight, you can compare actual performance data on thousands of agents near you, so you know you're getting the best agent for your needs. The best real estate agents sell homes for more money, and with HomeLight, it's easy to find them. Get started for free today at HomeLight.com.
Texas Tech leads by 6. Let's take a look at why there are 25 NBA scouts here tonight. Jared Culver, high IQ, watch him sense the mismatch. Sees he's got a guy that he can drive, and he's one of the best finishers in college basketball, Bob. Also, for his size, really good vision. I mentioned the IQ. Take a look, no-look pass, dropping that dime to Tariq Owens. And while he has not shot the ball as well this year, this is textbook form right here. Watch the follow-through at the top. And this young man, you know, you got every NBA team, you talk about guys. Evan Fournier, who's having a terrific season this year in Orlando. That's the guy I would tell my GM he reminds me of.
Well, Fournier must average, what, 15, 16 a game? You think Culver's got that kind of scoring potential at the NBA level?
Yeah, very much so. Right now, he's not an all-star projected, maybe not even a starter, but a rotation guy. And what you love about this young man, great family background. He's going to be a professional from the day he walks into an NBA gym.
The first call Chris Beard made when he got the Texas Tech job was to Jared Culver. Shot clock down to 5 for the Horns. Coleman is going to have to do a James Harden impersonation here. And knocks it down.
Well, Jarrett Culver may be playing his last game here at Texas Tech. I kept a close eye on him in pregame warmups. He's a little emotional tonight. I saw one of his teammates put his arm around him, and he bowed his head, put his hand over his heart here in Lubbock. He's from 2 miles away from this arena, and I did notice that his entire family is in attendance, including his brothers. In case this is his last game, he has been a hometown hero that stayed home, and the fans appreciate every moment they've given him here in Lubbock.
He's a winner, and they have been a winning program. And they might do a lot more winning if Moretti can hit shots like he just did last year. First trip to the Elite Eight in program history. And this team's got Final Four potential if they shoot the ball well.
Davide Moretti has had a spectacular season, especially in conference play, Bob. He is the most efficient player in the Big 12 this year.
And how do they measure that?
Offense, shooting percentages, assist, turnover ratios, things of that nature. He's at the top, and when Mooney's playing the way he's played lately, you can forget about that midseason slump Texas Tech had. Right now, they are the best team in the Big 12 over the last month.
Courtney Ramey throws it away. Corprew gives it up to Mooney. The reverse is there. Short Febris. Osetkowski with a takeaway. Blocked by Odiase, but he will go to the free throw line.
Well, we've talked about Culver, Moretti. Take a look at Matt Mooney right here. Watch the finish on the other side of the rim. Out of Chicago. He was first team All-Summit League a year ago for the Coyotes of South Dakota, and he has fit right in. He and Owens, Bob, we talk about one-and-dones. These guys are the ultimate one-and-dones because they're experienced guys with a lot of college basketball in them, and they've stepped right here onto the campus and done a great job.
Chris Beard was not a big fan of that exchange underneath. Let the officials know about it. Jamie Luckey told him to sit down, and the crowd didn't appreciate what was obviously a bit of a scolding by the officials of the head coach. And now those two are making dinner plans.
Well, Chris is not a guy to get on the officials very often.
Everything around this program is intense. The way they shoot around, the way they practice, the way that they warm up before the games. There's a baseline of intensity that you can see feeds off the head coach.
They had 2 separate film sessions this morning that were about 20 minutes each because they got half the guys, who didn't have class came over at 10. The other guys who had class came over at 11. And I told you this afterwards. In 10 minutes, I learned a lot of basketball in 10 minutes. He has a language. They understand the language. It's all shorthand. And it's here's how we're doing it. I basically got the scouting report in 5 minutes.
Febris called for that foul. Mooney leans in off the window. Puts the foul.
I'm not sure, Bob, but this team could be as good as the team went to the Elite Eight last year, and that's saying a lot. You lost 4 seniors and a freshman to the first round in Zaire Smith. They're playing as well or better right now at the end of the Big 12 season than they did last year, because if you recall, they had 3 major rotation guys injured, including their best player, Keenan Evans. Look at this pressure. I doubt he'll go left. That's my hunch.
He goes right. Coleman, another floater is good.
Give Coleman credit because, we were talking about this today. He goes 75 miles an hour to the left, but he can still go 55 to the right. There's a good example right there. They forced him right, and he made him pay.
Moretti sets up Culver. That's way off the mark. Hayes tied up by Mooney. And it will belong to Texas when we come back. We are going to the bracket bunker when we come back. How does Joe Lunardi see these two teams and the rest of the Big 12 as we head towards Selection Sunday? Check in with Joe when we come back.
At Papa John's, we've added 6 new pizzas to our handcrafted specialty menu, like the meatball and pepperoni, which means there's something for everyone. And right now, get any large specialty for just $12. So get all your friends together, or as we call them, taste buds.
I knew this was going to be tough. And Dos Equis is known for its refreshing taste and perfect balance of flavor and refreshment.
It's okay, Daddy.
I'm sorry. I love Dos Equis so much.
Make weddings unforgettable with Dos Equis. Keep it interesante.
This is your invitation to exhilaration. This is the invitation to Lexus sales event.
Lease the 2019 IS300 for $329 a month for 36 months. Now through March 31st.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Daniel's wish is that Dad didn't work so far away. Dad did more than just wish. Upload your resume on Indeed.
There's something for everyone at Golden Corral, but nothing beats their signature USDA sirloin. Juicy, hand-carved, and grilled just how you like. The signature sirloin, every night at Golden Corral.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Guys, I want you to meet someone. This is Jamie. You're going to be seeing a lot more of him now.
Not calling him Dad.
Oh, no.
Look, I get it. Some new guy comes in, helping your mom bundle and save with Progressive. But hey, we're all in this together. Right, champ? I'll get more nuggets. How about some carrots? You want to ruin your dinner?
You're not my dad!
That's fair. Overstepped.
Never in the history of the NCAA tournament has a 10-team league put 8 teams into the NCAA field. The Big 12 in 2019 is attempting to do just that. They're going to need a little help from the likes of TCU and Oklahoma. The top 6 are in. We'll see if the 2 bubbles can make it. And these guys tonight, Fran and Bob, they're playing for seeding.
Well, Joe Lunardi, when you look at the Big 12, and obviously the depth of the league plays a big part in the respect that they get. What is it about this league and the accomplishments, I guess, they've had this season that lead you to believe that the committee is going to give the league as a whole that much respect?
I think it's a little bit of a perfect storm, Bob. There have to be spots available. So we're not seeing a lot go to the Pac-12, for instance. We're not seeing as many as last year go to the Big East. The Atlantic 10 is a little bit soft. Some of the mid-majors are probably going to fall just short. So the field has to be filled somewhere, some way. And when you look at the Big 12, because of the compressed league and the double round robin, they pile up more quad one wins than any other league in the country. And that gives the Oklahomas and the TCUs a shot, even when in a normal year at, say, 6-10 in the league, we'd have thrown them to the curb.
Joe, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it, and we will constantly be checking in on you in the bracket bunker as we go all the way through Champ Week and we head towards Selection Sunday, and Fran Jolinardi, obviously he knows what he's talking about.
Yep.
But he's got a couple of teams, Oklahoma and TCU, right on the bubble. But they are getting a lot of respect nationally, in spite of the fact that they're in the second half of the Big 12 standings.
Exactly, and Oklahoma's got a huge one tomorrow night against Kansas, Bob. Keep in mind, Oklahoma has a solid resume of Quadrant 1 and Quadrant 2 wins, and they have not played a Quadrant 4 team all year. The committee likes that.
That's Fran Fraschilla. I'm Bob Wischusen. Holly Rowe with us on Big Monday as well. And maybe 8 teams from the Big 12 will make it to the NCAA tournament. The Quadrant 1, Quadrant 2 wins, obviously, in our world, we throw that around a lot. But what is, what are those designations for the fans at home?
A Quadrant 1 win would be a win over a top 30 team at home, a top 50 team that's in a neutral site, or a top 75 team on the road. So you get credit for winning and playing tougher teams. And Oklahoma, by my count, has 9 Quadrant 1 and Quadrant 2 wins so far, Bob. And obviously playing in one of the best leagues in the country.
Wow, shot by Culver with the left hand high off the glass.
Told you how well he finishes. Isn't it amazing with that left hand?
Febris, yes, his first basket.
Well, that's important, too. I mentioned a number of times tonight, this kid has been on fire. 20 of 39 from 3 in his last 3 games. And all 3 happen to be coincidentally as a starter in place of the suspended Kerwin Roach.
Mooney connects again.
When Texas Tech had that trouble in the middle of conference play, it was scoring that was the issue. That has not been an issue during this win streak, 7 in a row.
Febris to Hayes. The reverse is good, plus the foul.
Well, this is nice. They're chasing Febris off the line. So watch him drop it inside, and you see the deftness of that 6'11" freshman. He's got great hands, Bob.
That's the first assist of the first half for Texas. And coming up on the Jeep halftime report, the guys back in the studio will update Kansas State. Their road test at TCU as K-State and Texas Tech right now tied for first in the Big 12. And how about UVA? Second half surge at the Dome. And it's been a wire-to-wire lead so far for Kansas State against TCU in the first half, as I'm sure there's some scoreboard watching going on, certainly in Lawrence for both of these games, because they will need at least one loss between now and next week in the last 2 games for both Tech and Kansas State if Kansas is going to have a chance for 15 straight years to at least share the league title.
Here's the best way to explain it for a Kansas fan. There are 6 events. Each team's playing 2 games. Kansas needs 4 positive things to happen. 2 wins, and each of these teams, Texas and Kansas State, to lose at least once, and they get a piece of their 15th title. But Kansas State leading by 9 at the half at TCU.
Culver fouled on the drive, and that's going to go against Little. And now we take a look at how our BPI factors in the last 2 games of the season for the 3 contenders, most realistically for the Big 12 title. And that 81% is getting stronger and stronger tonight for Texas Tech.
But I'll tell you what's interesting, 43%. It's not a given that they can go to Hilton Coliseum on Saturday and just walk over the Cyclones, who will have a lot to play for, if not a Big 12 title. Pride on the line for that team, who has stumbled lately. Tough game.
Shot clock at 5. Culver right at Osakowski. Off balance, and the ball lands out of bounds on Culver, so it will go to the Horns. Shot clock turned off, and that will bring Jackson Hayes back in. Hepa comes back on as well, and Mitru Long will re-enter the game also.
Well, regardless of this outcome here, another great defensive performance in the first half by Texas Tech. During this win streak, they have had double-figure leads in 8 of the 10 games.
Five seconds on the clock. Coleman has Odiase caught on a switch. Gives it up to Mitru Long. Hits a 3 at the buzzer. And that avoids for Texas what would have been their lowest first half scoring output of the season. And they stay in the game, getting it to single digits as we get to the halftime break. Let's go over to Holly.
Well, Coach, it's senior night, and one of those guys, Matt Mooney, has had a terrific first half. How do you describe his